The ending of Spider-Man No Way Home has raised a lot of questions in regards to what does the future hold for Peter Parker, his secret identity, and of course Spider-Man. Now the writers of the film talk about how inevitably, when we get to the fourth film, these are some of the things that we should expect to see. So this is from a recent interview with Variety, where the writers of Spider-Man No Way Home were asked about that ending. And of course, we've gone over them talking about how different it could have been, the alternative ending, and so much more. There's just been a lot of discussion in regards to that, conclusion. Look, nobody remembers Peter Parker. Okay, everybody remembers Spider-Man. How is that going to cause things to play out? Like, the ramifications on everything. Everybody's going to realize something's got to be wrong with our memory. Like, it's going to have to come into play. Well, they were asked about this and what can we expect as a result of that spell in the future. And they said, and I quote, "If people have questions about some of those details and didn't get the answers here, we'll answer them hopefully in another movie somewhere down the line." End quote. Now, quite obviously, this is telling us that this has to be a major factor in the fourth film. And again, it does. I don't see why people think they're just going to ignore everything. Just think about this for a second. All the Avengers have memories of Spider-Man, but nobody's going to question who it is? Absolutely nobody is going to question this. Again, that's problematic. People are going to start realizing something seems off. Whether that's somebody like J. Jonah Jameson, who's probably going to go after Spider-Man again, because we saw that at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home, there's definitely that sort of hint towards it. And J.K. Simmons has teased more MCU films. I mean, there's just all this going on that it'd be naive to think they're not going to touch upon it. And specifically with the whole vigilante life and what he's doing now, it would make sense if he's doing small time, crime fighting, that he's going to team up with a couple more street level characters. I mean, Daredevil is right there. That is the perfect team up. So them kind of saying this is another confirmation of what obviously has to happen. There is no way, shape, or form of a fourth film happening in the MCU that doesn't include at least 2 MCU characters. Because that's the agreement that they made. They have to include 2 MCU characters, or more if they can agree upon it, which we saw happen in the last film. So again, this is just something that we have to expect. Now, how long it takes to get these answers and whether they are satisfactory, that's a whole different topic. Because again, I'm one of the people that thought that the first act of Spider-Man No Way Home is great, but I wanted more of that because they just kind of brush over the whole trial and everything, go, okay, let's do the multiverse stuff now, cool. Like, I hope it's not like that. I hope it's a central part of the plot. This whole mystery of who's Spider-Man and why does nobody know? Somebody must. Look at all these things that have happened that involve Spider-Man, but nobody knows it. Something's fishy. That has to be a major factor going forward.